Some real-life unsolved mysteries that'll haunt you forever. What you're about to hear are 5 true stories from ordinary people. Collect from BuzzFeed Reader, Unsolved, Unexplained, Unforgettable. Welcome to the unknown. 1. The Lady at the Piano. After an elderly couple passed away, we bought their house. It was a cozy place with an old charm, and we later learned the woman had been a piano teacher. My wife, a pianist herself, brought her upright piano when we moved in. For the first few years, everything felt normal, quiet, even peaceful. Then, about 5 years in, we welcomed our son into the world. As soon as he could stand and reach the keys, he became fascinated with the piano, often pressing random notes in that curious way toddlers do. One night, we were relaxing in the living room watching TV. A rerun of Cheers came on, and just a few minutes in, we suddenly heard music coming from the piano room. The first 6 notes of the Cheers theme were being played, over and over. We rushed in, surprised. There was our son, sitting at the piano, his small fingers repeating the tune perfectly. Stunned, we asked, "Did you figure that out by ear?" He looked up at us, calm and matter of fact. "No," he said. "The lady showed me." We never taught him the song. And no one else had. 2. The Vanishing License. Several years ago, my husband and I took a trip from New York to Florida. From the moment we left the NYC airport, I used my driver's license constantly as proof of ID. Knowing how often I'd need it, I kept it in a specific, secure spot in my purse and checked on it frequently. Before checking out of our hotel to head to the airport in Miami, I even double-checked, yes, the license was right there with my plane ticket. But when we arrived at the Miami airport, it was gone. Panic set in. I tore through every pocket, every compartment of my purse, even unpacked and repacked our luggage. I called every place we'd been. Nothing. It had vanished. The airline reluctantly let us depart because my husband was a known frequent flyer, but I was confused and upset. Hours later, when we arrived at our apartment building, the doorman handed me an envelope with something he had found in the trash while we were away. It was my license, rescued from the incinerator. 3. The Crying Baby in Room 3. I used to work night shifts as a nurse in a children's hematology-oncology unit. Around Christmas, when most kids were sent home, the unit was quiet. I had just one patient at the end of the hall, with 6 empty rooms between us. It was just me and my book that night. In the morning, the patient's mother mentioned she barely slept because a baby in the next room cried all night. I didn't have the heart to tell her that room was empty. There's a story behind it. Before I working there, a sweet young patient had died, beloved by staff, always caring for others. After her passing, strange things began. Our entrance was locked and monitored, and only staff could buzz people in. But when a patient was nearing death, the doorbell would ring with no one there. If you said, "Come back later, Shelby," it stopped, briefly. If you buzzed her in, the patient usually passed soon after. 4. The One Who Waved Back. As teenagers, my best friend and I would sneak out at night to explore our quiet rural town. One night, we climbed into a park on the city's edge, built where old farm ruins once stood. It was empty, quiet, and surrounded by fences and grassy mounds. We played hide and seek in the dark. I climbed on top of a toilet booth, thinking it was the perfect hiding spot. After a while, I spotted my friend standing under a light, about 50 meters away, staring at me, completely still. When I waved, he slowly raised his arm and waved back, like a puppet. I thought he was messing with me. But as I jumped down, I heard footsteps behind me, my friend walking up from the opposite direction. He'd never been near that light, and he swore he thought I had been following him the whole time. We turned to look at the spot under the light. No one was there. We never returned to that park. But years later, his dog still refuses to go near it, barking wildly every time we pass by. 5. When the lights went out as a kid, I always felt something off in certain parts of my childhood home. Suddenly, the power in just my room went out. I lay there, trying to be brave, when I felt a cold hand touch my face and a male voice whisper in my ear.
Which way?
Terrified, I jumped up and ran to the door, only to find the doorknob was gone. So were the light switches. Just blank wall where they should have been. Panicking, I eventually found the knob again, but as I opened the door, something pushed back. A heavy, invisible force holding me inside. I banged on the wall and screamed until my grandpa came with a flashlight. Everything looked normal. But later, we found out the power outage had only happened in my room. Are these just coincidences? Imagination? Or proof that this world is far stranger than we think? Share your own unsolved mystery in the comments.